Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting together side by side for financial freedom. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Jasmy price chart. It really has been quite a few days since I last made an update here on Jasmy. The reason is very simple. A lot of people really are not interested in what Jasmy is doing, but I'm very much interested, and I just want to let you know something here with the Jasmy price chart. The best moments to buy Jasmy have been this moment here, this one right here, this moment here too, and also the latest one was right around November. Now, one thing in common with all these areas is that the sentiment was very bad. Nobody wanted to touch Jasmy right around these levels because everyone was screaming that it's a scam, it's this and this, and nothing is going to come from there. But if you look at those moves, each and every single one of them, there's like 100-something% pumps. If you look at the whole move here, you're looking at an 800% pump. Look at this whole thing here, 15x basically. Then of course at the peak that we were having right around December, that's as good as a 20x. So yeah, one thing is very much common when sentiment is bad as it is right at this point. This is usually where you see the price, starting to push towards the upside. Now obviously this is not just to say that yeah, I feel bad today, so the price really has to start pushing towards the upside. There are obviously a few other conditions that we have to satisfy on price and look at where the general market is, because at the end of the day, Jasmy is still part and parcel of this market and follows the current market cycles that we have in this crypto space. We also have got some positive news from the CFO of Jasmy, in which he was saying that OCH, a data center, and this other one with, I'm very sure that I'll butcher the name if I try to attempt it, and Jasmy will collaborate. Jasmy's blockchain pieces will be sold to OCH economic zone. This is bullish news at face value, which shows a little bit of utility here for Jasmy. But I really don't like to get into narratives and stuff like that, because what I understand best is the price chart here. So again, I'm saying that more likely than not, as we continue in the next few days or so, I think something big is about to happen here with the Jasmy price chart. But again, as I was saying, that we need to see some other conditions play out, and we can be able to say slowly but surely we're getting there. So one of the conditions is sentiment. Negative sentiment usually indicates that there is going to be some kind of a reversal in price section. Now another thing that I was looking at today is the behavior of the RSI here for Jasmy. Now before we even take a look at this, what you have to understand is that in a bull market, usually you are supported right around 40. If you are maintaining that bullish trend, right, then you get into the 70 mark and the chart even gets much heated, right? So with RSI here for Jasmy, yes, we are not as low as 40, we are right around 45 right now out of 100, but I'm also saying that this is like right around where we were back in November before we had that reversal. So yeah, maybe, just maybe, this is something that is indicating that yeah, even the sellers are kind of exhausted at this point. But nothing is guaranteed yet, as I can see. But we have two indications. Number one, a very crazy sentiment here. Nobody is bullish on Jasmy. And then at the same time, we're also seeing that the RSI is just as bad as it was back in November before it kept pushing towards the upside. Yeah, that's still good. But I think the most important and the best indicator that we want to see here is Ethereum, right? Now, it probably doesn't make a lot of people happy to say that Jasmy is going to be dependent on what Ethereum does. But if I showed you the chart of Jasmy versus Ethereum, you'll probably be happy to hear this, that Jasmy is likely to outperform Ethereum. So what we just need is Ethereum to go ahead and do a 3x, 4x, and Jasmy will multiply that by 5, right? This is what the chart is saying actually. Now, just as I have been mentioning with the kind of sentiment that we have here, I've gone on to try and see what it has been like when we have had these liquidation events, and I've taken the 4 largest ones that we have had in this market. So the first one was the COVID-19 crash that we saw markets and stocks crashing badly. The second one here was the FTX collapse, in which you can see that that was actually marking the bottom of the bear market. Imagine if you're selling here saying that crypto is a scam, this and that, then all of a sudden you're actually selling the bottom. Now the other one was the one that we had back in August 2024, and we can also see this one that we have had recently. Now, fun fact is that this latest one that we have had, of course, is not as big in terms of percentage drawdowns, but it has been the biggest by far, maybe 3 even times than all these other ones that we have seen here. So again, one thing that you see in common with all these liquidation events, maybe I should have chosen a better color here, because you can see this one here was marking the bottom. This one right here was marking the bottom, not only for Ethereum, but the general market, right? Then this one here on August was also marking a bottom right there. Now, what makes you think that this one that we had, the biggest, by the way, of all the 4, is not going to be marking the bottom. So you can see here that the trend is your friend until the end. So more likely than not, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 9.99999 out of 10, we're going to be finding a bottom here. Now, this can play out in different ways. Some of them can be V-shaped recoveries like these ones, as you can see, that you just have to slowly but surely grind towards the upside, but not setting new lows or anything like that. Some of them you can see that, yeah, you pump, you pull back a little bit, but you don't set a new low, which is almost the same thing that you were seeing here in August. But yeah, in as much as the chart was still not setting new lows here, people, I'm very sure they were not optimistic here. So that's the same situation where we are today. We are in a case in which if Ethereum continues to do something like this here and pumping towards $4,000, this is when you're going to see massive excitement getting back into the market. But should Ethereum do something like this here, I'm telling you, the sentiment is going to be the worst it has ever been, right? Obviously, eventually, it's going to be pulling towards the upside. But let me show you how that relates to the Jasmy price. And I'm coming back here and I'm looking at the chart once again on a daily time frame. Let me just erase these ones and realizing that the main support for Jasmy is actually right around 1.6 cents. I would say 1.5 cents right there. So you see that, yeah, in as much as we haven't been dropping much, we're still just hanging. There is a lot of air that is below here. It's something that we really have to acknowledge, right? Can something like this happen? In what scenario is this going to be happening? I would actually bet that if Ethereum goes sideways a little bit much more like this, there is a very big chance that we would see Jasmy just going back to the main support level here right around 1.6 cents. That's going to be devastating in a way, because you can see that that will be right around something like another 30-something%. But I'll tell you something, right? In this market, we have survived 80%. We have survived 99.99999%, right? We can as well also survive at 35%. Now, this market is not for everybody. I know that a lot of people cannot handle a minus 10% loss, for example, but at some point you have to be better tested, right? So this is the ultimate support here for the Jasmy price set. And to be clear with you, I only see this scenario happening only and only if we see Ethereum just ranging one more time here and the kind of sentiment that we have in the market really doesn't recover. Should Ethereum recover fast from here, reclaim something like $4,000 beyond the outlook, that Jasmy is also going to be having a very quick recovery right there. So this is what we are faced with. We're going to have to take the market slowly but surely these days, analyzing each and every single thing. But I'm going to come up with an update probably tomorrow as well and show you like the L12 count that I was doing here on Jasmy, which is actually still very much bullish for the Jasmy price. So I'll check in tomorrow and I'll see you. Before I go, let me leave you with this $300 that you can go ahead and claim from Bluffin. If you happen to deposit a certain amount, you can see here, if you deposit maybe $100, you get $15 of that futures bonus. And you can see here $75, $150. You can actually trade this money. So this is a big opportunity in my own opinion, something like $300 out of nowhere, and you can trade it. You can even 2x it, 5x it, who even knows at this point. So if you also want to be seeing short-term trades, at least like the Jasmy trade that we were taking earlier today, you can also feel free to join the private Discord group. You can use the link that is going to be down there in the description. Also, for the $300 bonus on Bluffin, you can feel free to check the link in the description. Bluffin doesn't want KYC as far as I remember, but I think if you do too many crazy things by the which are suspicious, maybe that's when they can actually start requesting that you do and provide your KYC. With that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching the video. If you could please delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then of course I would have to see you on the next one. Take really good care of yourselves. Bye bye.